Hey, what's going on, everybody? John Dean coming at you from the Rough Edges Show. We appreciate you guys coming back. Today we're going to talk about don't wait, level up. What does that mean, you ask? And I know a couple of you out there are probably like, all right, let's do this. Don't wait, level up, get to it. Don't wait about it. If you guys are wanting to be sports stars or mathematicians or CEOs or a podcaster or an entrepreneur or whatever it is that you guys want to do, you guys got to live your dreams. Your dreams are what you guys want to do in life. Now, sometimes our dreams may change. Sometimes our paths may change. Sometimes we've talked about this before as pivoting and merging in life, and that's okay. We have to keep following it, though. If we have that goal, though, that end goal, like for me, it's motivating others. How are we going to motivate others? Well, we can motivate others through the brand, through Rough Edges. We can motivate others through the podcast. We can motivate others by sponsoring them in whatever their dream is, or sitting down with them and talking with them and trying to push them towards their goals in their life. But guys, we have to live our dreams. We have to follow them. And as crazy as it sounds, our dreams aren't just what we want to do. Our dreams are dreams. Think about that. I know some of you are going to be like, oh, that's like kind of crazy talk. But no, you got to follow what comes in your head, like when you're sleeping. If you have a dream that's pulling out negativity in your life, then something in your life might be negative, and you have to figure out what that is and get rid of it. Now, sometimes our dreams are telling us positivity, and we got to follow those things. Follow them, follow them, follow them. Sometimes those negative dreams, they end up pulling out situations in our lives where we have to make, hard choices. Sometimes we have to leave others. Sometimes we have to take another path. Sometimes we might have to try different foods and different health workouts and whatever it is. But we have to keep following them. Now, if you guys are having a hard time out there following your dreams, then you guys can always come over to Rough Edges. I've said this a million times. We support everybody that's out there living positively. My dreams are a podcaster, a motivational speaker, a business owner, an entrepreneur, someone that you guys can look up to. That you guys can be like, oh yeah, we want to be like John. We want to be like Rough Edges. We want to live our life 110%. But guys, make sure that you guys understand is that before you start anything, how much work it's going to take. Now, let's think of a sports player, right? Let's just pick football. Now, you guys are going to have to practice. You're going to have to study. You're going to have to go through drills. You're going to have to go through videos. You might have to change up your different positions and figure out what position that you're going to want to play. But if that's what you want to do, then you have to grind at that. And you have to do every single little thing that it's going to take to be able to get to that football star. Now, you might have to do social media. You have to advertise yourself. Back in the day, people would send out videos of their scrimmages and of their highlight reels. And to be honest with you, I don't know if people actually do that anymore because we have social media. Our highlight reels are posted throughout our whole career, our whole time of growing. You guys get to see, like on my end of things, if you guys go over to Rough Edges 2323 on Instagram, or even on TikTok, then you guys will be able to follow. If you guys go back to the beginning, you guys will be able to follow exactly where it all started. It just by going through our social media pages. Don't just look at what the newest reel is or the newest photo is. Scroll back and see where we started. See where that sports player started. Again, if you're a football star, you might be just your very first photo is catching a ball. And 3 years later, you're running scrimmages. And 3 years later after that, you're actually on the field and you're playing. Now, it might not take that long to be able to do whatever it is that you wanting to do and whatever your dreams are and your passions are. Now, some people, it might end up taking that long. Now, if we were wanting to be healthy and you were a 300-pound person, now that person, mattering on how their body is built, how their endorphins go throughout their body, mattering on who they have supporting them, or the drive or the ability that they have to be able to lose that weight, it might take a little bit longer than somebody else. But that's okay, because you're on your path. We're on our path. Your friend Joey might be on his path. And that's okay, guys. Don't compare yourselves to these other people. You have to live your life. You might be able to take bits and pieces. I tell people all the time that, they ask me, hey, do you mind if I give you any suggestions? I'm like, sure, give me a suggestion. Talk to me. Tell me what you guys done in your life and how you guys got to wherever you guys got to. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to use every single step. If you give me 20 steps to utilize, I might use 5 of yours and 5 of Susie's and 5 of Jimmy's. What you have to make is what we call is your recipe. Think about cooking. Every meal has a different kind of recipe, mattering on your background, mattering on your health habits, mattering on what your taste buds are like. That's the same thing in life when you're living your dreams and pushing yourself towards what you guys want to do. Again, level up, don't wait. Don't wait, level up. It doesn't matter how you say it. It doesn't matter how you do it. Everybody's different in life. And that's the cool thing about Rough Edges, is that we don't care who you are. We don't care what you look like, or how tall you are, or how fat you are, or skinny you are, or if you have eyelashes on your forehead, or if you have long nails. We don't care. We will support you. We will be there for you. We'll talk with you and try to figure out whatever it is that you're wanting to do. We'll help you get there. So guys, if you don't have a support team out there, if you don't have somebody that's willing to teach you or help you or even just talk to you, know that you guys can hit up Rough Edges. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up in the comment sections. Hit us up on TikTok. Whatever it is, hit us up. I got a buddy of mine, and I've actually have never met him. His name's Lewis, right? He's having a hard time right now. He's in a wheelchair in a whole different area. And every once in a while, he hits me up if he's having a bad day, because he doesn't have all the support that he needs. And he's getting support from us, from me, from Rough Edges. He comes over, he, supports us on everything that we do. We support him on everything that he does, whatever it is. If he's going to chemo that day, or if he's trying, to walk further or do a dance or do reels or whatever it is, he can do it. It's all in your head. You can't let your head get in your way. And that's one thing that I've told Lewis in the past is, no matter what you're doing in life, no matter what your stages are in your life, make sure that you have the confidence. That's a huge key in life, is confidence. There's no way that I would be where I'm at in my life if I wouldn't have the confidence. And I don't have it all the time. I'm not a superhero. I'm not superhuman. Nobody is. But we all have a support team. We have what we call here is our crews, our family, our community, our camaraderie, the 3 things that we want to build this brand around. And that comes with you. Our community is you. Our family is you guys out there. And our camaraderie comes from all of us within. Now, if I don't have the answers, I might have somebody else that has those answers. That's the cool thing about this is we know hundreds of people out there. If you're like I was saying before, a bodybuilder, right? And you want to get into, and not even bodybuilding. If you just want to get healthy, I might not have all the answers for you, but that doesn't mean that we can't put a post out there. That doesn't mean that we can't hit up a dietitian for you. That doesn't mean that we can't support you in other ways to be able to get your confidence built up so that way you can be healthy in your life. Now, there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, you have to do it this way, or you have to do it that way. You have to count your macros, or you have to work out 6 days a week, or you have to dive into an ice bath. No, you have to build your recipe. And remember, I've said this in other podcasts, is that it doesn't matter if your recipe changes. You go to different households, and the biggest one that I can think of is like Italian food, is lasagna. Think of tacos. Think of pizza. Think of any kind of meal that's out there, right? You might go to your mom's house and have a pizza, and it could be the same exact pizza. In the long run, it looks the same, but it might taste different than someone else's house. It might taste different than going to some restaurant down the street, Mariano's. That's just, I don't even know if that's a real restaurant out there. That's just something I'm just going to pull out of my ass. But, Mariano's might be different than Stevie's Italian restaurant on the corner. Their meatball recipes are different. Their sauce recipes are different. They might use different peppers from different states. Now, back at home, originally from Chicago, I mentioned that before, is we have our Italian beef sandwiches. You have a roll, you have your Italian beef, you have your au jus, you have your mozzarella, you have the jardiniere. Now, I know that there's 100 different kind of jardinières. There's 100 different kinds of au jus. There's 100 different kinds of beef and rolls and this and that. But people are like, oh, you have to have it this way because this is the Chicago style. But that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. That doesn't mean that you can't do it differently. That doesn't mean that if you, whatever, like we were saying before, is whatever your dreams are. Again, going back to a football star or any kind of athlete, you don't have to follow exactly what those regiments are that other people build. They're not always 100% right either. They might not know. I've had trainers come to me. I've had coaches come to me. I can recall, and I'm not going to blast anybody out there, but I can recall a coach in the beginning when I was wanting to start lifting and start eating correctly and start feeling better about myself. I had someone come and tell me oh, you have to eat this way and you have to count your macros this way and you have to do this and No, I'm going to do what we call is the feel method. If you feel right at whatever weight you are and whatever you look like, if you can look in the mirror and honestly say that you feel good, if your gut isn't wrenched when you look in the mirror, if your gut isn't wrenched when you eat that pizza or that lasagna or eat those recipes of your life, then keep doing them. If it gets boring, change it up. If you can't support yourself or if you can't build that confidence again, come to us. And we will get somebody to be able to help you in that. That's the cool thing out there about the communities, the camaraderie, the family. We have to have those. Some of us are strong enough to be able to get us through certain stages in our lives. We might be able to do it on our own for a while. We might have to call our friends. Some of us don't have friends. Some of us don't have family. But here at Rough Edges, we have your back. We have your back 110%. Even though we might be busy, even though we don't answer the DMs right away or the comments right away, that doesn't mean that you need to give up. don't think that we're not paying attention, because we're paying attention and we're going to get back to you. I promise you, we will not leave you stranded. So guys, I always appreciate you guys tuning in. And I want to leave this before we get off of here is, no matter on how you're doing it and what you're doing out there, it's right. You have to go by the feel method. You have to go by somebody once told me is your gut. Follow your gut. And that's not just somebody. A lot of people have said that. But do the gut test. If you look at somebody, or you taste something, or you do something, and you feel like you shouldn't be with them, or eating that, or working out in that kind of way, don't. Stop there. Start over. And if it's being in the gym, right? If you feel like you're standing next to somebody and you're lifting 20 pounds and they're lifting 80 pounds, who cares? Guys, I don't go to the gym every single day. I'm still healthy. I'm still fit. I'm still feeling great. Some of you guys say, somebody's too skinny or too fat, but we have our own feels. And what I was going to get at is that I don't go to the gym, physically go to the gym every single day. Do I work out every single day? Yes. I have my home workouts. I get out my mat. I do my stretches every single morning. I do my push-ups every single morning. I do my sit-ups and my ab workouts every single morning. They're not just sit-ups. I have multiple different ab workouts that I do, and eventually I will share, break things down for you guys. This isn't the episode for that. But I have my weights. And a lot of people will think, oh my God, what do you... So I'm going to explain to you real quick is, I don't use natural weights, guys. I used to travel, right? And we've thought about things in a very simple form. It doesn't have to be a silver bar and a black weight at the end of everything to be a weight. And you're like, well, what do you use? I use a book bag. And you're like, wait, what? Yes, I use a book bag. I've bought 5-pound tent weights. Now, if you go to a camping store, or you go to Walmart or Target or any of the big box stores out there, they have these 5-pound weights that you can put on your 10 by 10 tents. And I add and subtract 5 pounds out of my bag as I need them. If I need 35 pounds, then I add 35 pounds of weight inside the bag. And then I use it for my curls. I use it for my triceps. I use it for my chest. I use it for just about everything. And I also have is weighted bands. I do band workouts at home. Some of you are like, well, you're not 80 years old. You don't use bands, rubber band workouts. Well, they have different weights, different pressure. Different rubber is different pressure. So I have 35-pound, pressure bands. I have ones that are equivalent to 45, and I have ones that are equivalent to 25. And mattering on how many times you wrap them around, or how much of a distance you used for different bands, you can actually get more weight out of it. So if you took that 20-pound band and you folded it in half, you might get 30 or 35 pounds out of it. But that's just the way that I do it. And again, I'm not 100% correct. My way might not work for you. You might want to go to the gym and use natural weights. I don't want to spend my time driving to the gym and going and spending hours at the gym waiting on somebody to get off the bench and whatever. It takes forever. I can get my workouts done in 45 minutes, sometimes 35 minutes if I'm really rushing. But I do all my workouts, my triceps, my biceps, my back, my chest, my everything here, right in the middle of my living room, right in the front of my studio, every single morning. Make my protein shakes, listen to my podcast, not my podcast, but whichever podcast I need to listen to that morning to get my day going. And that's what I do. Podcast, workout, and protein shakes every single morning. Now, I got off the track a little bit of don't wait, level up, but really, did it? No, I don't want to wait for others. So I leveled up. I brought my workout here at my house. Now, I appreciate you guys tuning in, no matter on where you guys are listening to this at, if it's YouTube, if it's Instagram Reels, there's little shorts that we'll end up posting up. If it's TikTok or the Podbean or whatever platform that you guys hear us on ever, please share, subscribe. You don't have to pay for any of them. That's what we said in one of our other podcasts about merchandise and stuff. That's the way that you guys can help us grow. You guys can help us grow about sharing these podcasts, sharing the YouTube pages. If something helped you, it could help another person. So get out there, motivate each other. Don't wait, level up. All right, guys, that's another episode of the Rough Edges Show. Always appreciate you guys coming in. This would not work if you guys don't tune in and you guys don't share and you don't hit those hearts and you don't leave us comments. If there's something that you want to hear me talk about or you guys want to ask me any questions, please don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. If you guys need support in whatever you're doing, and especially if it's positive, we really don't push, not really. I'm going to back that up. I'm just going to erase it right now, is that we do not support negativity. We need you to be positive. If you guys are pushing positivity, or even if you guys want to get to positivity, we will push you. We will help you, and we will help you get there. All right, guys, don't forget. Don't be jealous. Come on, join us over here at Rough Edges.